It's the Daily Dog.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back to the Daily Doug. Happy that you're here. Today, we're talking about the Supreme Court and the election, and shit is getting real now. Today is October 27th. It is a Tuesday. It is 1 week before the culmination of voting in the 2020 election. And I say culmination of voting because there's been a very large number of people that have voted early, Megan and me included, and because of a variety of things, but mostly because of the pandemic. And so it's going to be a wild ride to the end of this election. But what I specifically wanted to talk about today was my concerns over the Supreme Court. And it's not just the blatant hypocrisy from the Republican Party and the way that they, in a sham way and a hypocritical way, pushed through Amy Barrett to become the newest Supreme Court justice just last night. I mean, I'm angry and irate and scared about all of that for obvious reasons. I mean, my gay friends, I'm concerned for. Women, I'm concerned for. Pretty much anybody that needs a doctor occasionally, I'm concerned for. But in a broader sense, what I thought I could talk about was the validity of the court itself. It's called the Supreme Court, right? I don't think it's very supreme anymore. I don't have confidence in the Supreme Court. I'm not anymore. This is a court that's become very partisan and just politicized, and it's been intentional. The Republicans have, for the last generation, represented policies and pushed policies that actively discriminate against large swaths of this country, this country's population, and whose policies actively represent and benefit a smaller and smaller and smaller slice of the electorate. And if you're in politics, the idea is to become as popular and as mainstream and cultivate as broad of a coalition as possible, so that you can exercise authority within the democratic system. That is not what the Republicans decided to do. That would have been smart, or at least noble. But noble, these motherfuckers are not, right? They're selfish and they're racist, and they want to keep it that way for themselves. And they know that they can't win the popular vote going the way things are at the presidential level. They can't have a conservative majority in the House because of what they're doing. They can almost get a conservative majority in the Senate because of all of the rural and not very densely populated states voting for Republicans and kind of evening things up there. But where they have found that they can really exert influence as continuous minority rule and pressing their thumb on the scales of justice is through the courts. This happened, it was a long time coming before the Citizens United case, but it's been decision after decision after decision. And the Supreme Court has become a conduit for conservative minority rule, and they've been bought by dark money and conservative donors. And my thinking is that, everybody thinks that, if we can just get Trump out of office, then we're golden and we can get back on the right track. We're going to put Biden and Harris in there, and we'll have a Democratic House, and we might even get a Democratic Senate. Well, what if all three of those things happen? What if we get a Democratic Senate and House and White House, right? And Civil Rights Act comes up, and we want to benefit that and initiate reforms. You think there's not going to be some corporate entity out there that files a lawsuit and takes it all the way to the Supreme Court, and they expect that the people that they handpicked and bought and sold to be there will side with them? Climate change. What if we come out and say, we're going to be very bold on climate, and we're going to finally, pledge to be carbon neutral by, 2040 or 2030 even. Energy companies are going to sue and lobby and lobby and lobby, and the people that they handpicked to be on the Supreme Court are going to strike down these laws. They're not going to let us solve gun reform. They're not going to let us solve voting rights. They're not going to let us solve immigration, climate change, energy policy, tax policy, healthcare. Not to mention the whole abortion rights debate. I mean, so that's what my concern is that even if the Democrats win in a landslide in this election, there's still going to be roadblocks in the courts because the Republicans, in a hypocritical and anti-democratic way, have stacked things so that their own selfish and narrow interests can be upholded to the direct detriment of everybody else in society. It's traumatizing, it's tiring, it makes you crazy that they can do this, and that they have people that are so gung-ho about these judges that they'll support them no matter what. There's not a bipartisan fix for it. That's why I am in full support of adding Supreme Justices to the court in the near future. That's been another hot topic debate. Biden and Harris have both been asked about it, and quite frankly, they've been dodging the question, which, as one of their supporters, I wish they wouldn't. I wish if Joe Biden was asked, do you intend, if you have the support in Congress, to add more people to the Supreme Court and add justices? I would love to hear him say, yes, absolutely. If you vote for us, we will definitely do that. Vote Biden, right? I would love for him to just say that, because then it becomes a way for them to say when they do it that, well, we're just going along with the will of the people. The people put us in here to restore balance to the court, and that's what we're doing. I wish they'd have the balls to do that. I can tell you that somebody like Elizabeth Warren would have had the courage to do that. Somebody like Bernie Sanders would have had the courage to do that. Even Kamala Harris, if she was on the head of the ticket, would have definitely had the courage to do that. But for some reason, Joe is still stuck on trying to be bipartisan and think that he can work with Republicans on this. And that's where I think Joe falls short. And I wish that he would improve on. I have a feeling that he'll move on that, but I wish that he would be active in saying it now. The first step to solving this is getting Trump out of office, which all signs point to the election going that way. But there's going to be a huge amount to do afterwards. So we can't take our eye off the ball after the election is over. It's just continuing to be sad to me to watch the Republican-led Senate for the last 4 years do practically nothing for the American people. All they've done is appoint judges. We've been told time and time again that, well, these things take time. This is a deliberative body. We need to go and follow the rules and, yada, yada, yada. Well, they've shown us that if there is desire to move and desire to act, that stuff can happen quickly. They confirmed Amy Barrett in like 4 weeks, and at the expense of any new package in terms of economic support for the American people during the COVID crisis. And it's insane to me. It's really, it shows you where their interests lie and where their priorities are. They traded over 200,000 American lives for 200 judges that could be there specifically to discriminate against people. And to me, there's no redeeming value at all in the Republican Party at all anymore. They're actively working to subvert the Constitution, to subvert the will of the people, and the cruelty is the point. Yesterday, Judge Barrett was confirmed. Also happened to be Hillary Clinton's birthday, and the main Republican GOP Twitter account said something to the effect. It was a very short tweet, something to the effect of happy confirmation, Amy Barrett. Oh, and happy birthday, Hillary. Like these petty, hate-filled motherfuckers think this is a game. The pain out here is real. The economic hardship is real. The people that have died and caught COVID is real. And they're playing it like they're just petty, selfish, racist bastards. And I have nothing but contempt for anybody that is affiliated with the Republican Party. And it is my hope that they, at some point, see the light, and come back to the fold. We're here for you. You know, it's called being empathetic and just a loving human. You should try it sometime. You won't have as much of a black mark on your psyche, y'all. Anyway, I'm really concerned about what the Supreme Court is going to do in the short term. The Affordable Care Act is up for being struck down completely. There is no plan in place. Oh, by the way, you know why Trump and the Republicans have absolutely no plan to replace the Affordable Care Act? It's because the Affordable Care Act is already the most far-right way to provide health care to people and protect pre-existing conditions. There is no healthcare plan to the right, economically and politically, of what the ACA already is. And yet they have said for a decade plus that it's socialism gone amok and big government and all this sort of stuff. There is no possible way they can go to the right of what's already there. So all they can do is just say, it's bad. Obama, bad. Obama, he's a black man. He shouldn't be able to do a damn thing. And just throw millions of people off of their health care in the middle of a deadly pandemic. How very pro-life of them. You know, there's no credibility for this party as long, while they still continue to call themselves the party of life. It's complete horseshit. And anyway, I've said just about enough cuss words for one day. So I think that'll be it. But we will continue to watch what happens in the election and continue to advocate for democracy and for social norms to return to somewhat stable, to be somewhat stable. So stay tuned, hang in there, and lean on your friends, and however you pray that the voices of Americans are heard, and that this party's reign of terror comes to an end as quickly as possible. I will keep you updated. I'll be in touch soon. Until then, thanks for tuning in, and this has been today's Daily Doug.